What's up, everybody? Adam here, and I'm coming to you with another comic book haul. My wife and I went to visit some friends in Greensboro, and there's a new shop there called The Comic Dimension, and they have a big dollar bin there. So my wife and I kind of trawled through the bin and picked out some good stuff. I picked out some stuff I want to add to my collection, and she picked out a lot of stuff that she wanted to add to her crafting situation she's got going on. So we're going to start with the books that I found to add to my own personal collection. First up, we have X Factor 92. It's another one of those Fatal Attractions tie-in books. I can't remember if I got this one, but I saw it for $1 and I wanted to pick it up. And if I already do own it, then my wife can use it for crafts. So, win-win, no matter what, win-win. Next up is Cable number 20. I don't actually think I own this one. I'm trying to get a complete run of Cable, so anytime I can find a book that I'm pretty sure I don't have, I try and snag it. Plus, this cover is also just kind of cool with Cable and Cyclops and Professor X on it. I don't know. It's just kind of a cool looking cover. I like it. Next up, we have Green Arrow and Black Canary, The Wedding Special. My wife somehow skipped over this one when looking through. I don't think it has any great monetary value. I just think it's kind of a cool event, and I love the cover on this thing. And they're two of my favorite DC characters, so thought I'd pick this one up to add to ye old collection. Next up, Justice League of America number 34. Again, this is from the older Justice League stuff. This is one I picked up pretty much solely for the cover. You got Booster Gold and Blue Beetle just kind of chilling there, and you got Fire looking pretty good as she usually does. So I liked it for the amusing cover, and that's why I picked it up. Try and round out some of my older comic books with this Justice League stuff. And then they actually had in the dollar bin a bunch of the old Wizard 1/2, issues. So again, it's one of those things where I don't even know if they really carry any value at this point, but they were, the half issues, and they all have the little certificates in there. So what we have is Ascension half, Top Cow 1, Ash half. Again, sorry a lot of these covers are going to be covered with the certificate, but that's where they put them. Deviate half, Darkchild half, Divine Right, and then one that I actually kind of was excited about so I can add to my collection of stuff, Generation X half. I have not a ton of the older Generation X books, but definitely saw that half book and I was like, that's one I'd like to have. So I think I have like the first 5 or 6 issues and then a bunch of jumbled issues after that. But then I have the flashback -1s they did back in the day, and now the Wizard 1/2 issue. So that was kind of a cool thing to pick up. Like I said, I got all those $1 each. So even if they're not worth anything, whatever, they're just kind of cool collectible comics that I can just put in my box and be like, hey, here's some cool stuff I got. Now comes the larger part of the $1 haul. This is all the random books we found that we're going to start using for different crafts, like coasters and vases and necklaces, different pieces of jewelry. And I just thought I'd share what we got in here. If there's something in here that you guys think I should maybe hang on to, let me know. Otherwise, most of these are going to get somewhat chopped up and repurposed for other reasons. First up, we have the Ultimate Civil War Spider-Ham. I'm not 100% sure what crafts we're going to make out of this guy, but couldn't really pass up the opportunity for a Marvel Spider-Ham all-spider book where they're all piggies. So that's pretty cool. And then we have Captain America number 3 from the Heroes Reborn era. Countdown number 50, simply because of this cool Joker cover. Not really sure what else is in there, but we can definitely use this cover for stuff. Then we got Drax the Destroyer number 1 and Drax the Destroyer number 2. Both of those mainly just picking them up to see if there's any Drax, of course, and any Thanos stuff that we can use for more of the crafts, because Thanos is, again, a pretty popular character now with the movies and everything. Then we have Green Arrow, number 60. This is from after, I believe, 52, when they started doing the first year stuff. And then we have Green Arrow number 62, where he's taking on Deathstroke there. And then we have Black Canary and Green Arrow number 10. Got a little tri-character action going on there. Then we have Green Lantern New Guardians number 4. I think my wife picked it up mainly just for the cover again, with Larfleeze hanging on to all the different lanterns down there. I pointed this one out, the Marvel Team-Up book with Namor and Doctor Strange, 2 characters that we need a little more stuff of, especially Doctor Strange, since he's going to have that movie coming out soon. And then my wife picked up some more modern Iron Man books. So we got these Iron Man books, because most of the ones she's been crafting with are from my older stuff, like the late 80s, early 90s. So we got here Iron Man getting his head popped off during World War Hulk. And another Iron Man here, just kind of getting suited up. Then we have Marvel Comics Iron Man Captain America Casualties of War. I actually kind of want to read this one before we do anything with it. It's one of those post-Civil War tie-in books, so I'm curious to see there. And then we actually have Iron Man number 14, the Civil War tie-in. But I've actually read all of these, and I think I have this, so it's not a big one if I don't get to keep that. I know I have this one, Punisher number 7, where he kind of is doing his little salute to Captain America, dressing up as him to some extent. And then I found Robin the Second, number 4, mainly just because it has the Joker. We like to use any Joker stuff we can find. And then again, diving into the video game world, I found the Rival Schools United by Fate comic book. Again, just trying to branch out into different things to use for crafts. So again, if there was anything in there that you guys think maybe you should hang on to, you know, just put it down in the comments there. Also, when at Comic Dimensions, my wife was actually able to find the second trade of Nightwing from the older series, Nightwing Volume 2, Rough Justice. I have the first volume, so she was pretty excited to see that she can now read more of it in the second trade here. So now I have Volume 1 and Volume 2. I'm just going to keep going down the line, picking up all those different volumes. And the last stuff we got from the Comic Dimension was some books I actually had missed or hadn't seen anywhere else yet, or trying to go back and collect that, you know, like I said, I missed. First off, we have the Green Lantern Lost Army number 1. This is mainly for my wife. She had an interest in it. I think we have 1 through 4 now. I don't think she's read them yet, but, you know, now she at least has the books for some point of reference to start from. And then I have Secret Wars Spider-Verse, trying to say words, number 4 here. I somehow did not pick this one up, and I really didn't want to have to buy it online again. I got lucky, they had a copy of it, got that. Now I can finish reading Spider-Verse, because I started reading number 5, and I was like, this doesn't make much sense. And then I've seen everybody and their brother picking this up. Danger Girl number 1. I don't know. I thought maybe I'd take a look at it, see what everybody is hyping it up all about. You know, again, it wasn't something that was really on my radar. I remember when Danger Girl first came out, and it was more or less just look at the really pretty half-naked ladies. Maybe there's a little more depth to it now. I don't know. But like I said, I've seen a lot of other people picking this book up, so I thought I'd give it a chance. And then I saw a couple of variant covers that I had not been able to find, and they had them there. One of which is the Suicide Squad number 9, the Joker variant cover. Really, really cool cover. I mean, it's a Jim Lee cover, so that kind of automatically makes it really cool to me, but just really, really well done. So that one's gonna just kind of get bagged, board, and put aside. And then the other one I found that I had been looking for was the Harley Quinn Green Lantern variant cover. I actually hadn't been able to find this anywhere because my shop wanted $20 for it. Or not $20, I'm sorry, $8 for it. There was a couple of other Harley Quinn ones that I wanted that were $20. But that guy was $8. I got it for cover price at Comic Dimension. So, you know, if I don't have to spend more than cover price on a variant, that's what I try and do. After we got done going to that comic shop, we stopped by another used bookstore that sells a lot of trades. They don't sell any singles or anything, but they sell a lot of various trades from independent publishers through DC and Marvel. So I went there, decided to take a look. I didn't find anything last time, but this time I actually found a few books. We're going to start with Justice League: A New Beginning. This is one I've been wanting for a very long time. I read it when my library had it, so I'm very excited that I'm going to actually get to own said book. And again, this is why I've been collecting some of the older issues, because I hadn't been able to find any of these older trades. Next up, Grimm Fairy Tales: Sleepy Hollow. My wife and I just kind of like the random books that come out of Zenescope, and this one just kind of collects the single issues, to trade. We haven't read it yet, but it's one of the ones we didn't see, so, we're kind of glad we got to pick it up. Next up, Wolverine and the X-Men, Volume 1. I was able to find all of the, well, not all of the, but a lot of the other ones at I think it was a Books A Million. They were all like 70% off, so instead of paying like $20, I think I spent like $3 on each one. And I got this guy here, the hardcover, for $10. So I think I have like the first 5 or 6 volumes of this now. And now that I finally have number 1, I can actually read them, because I hate reading stuff and not knowing on what happened previously. Then I have one that I'm kind of just adding to my Brian K. Vaughan collection, Wolverine Logan. It's one of those books I didn't really know anything about. All I knew was Brian K. Vaughan wrote it, and that was enough reason for me to want to pick it up. And I really like Wolverine, so that was, again, 2 reasons, that's all I needed. And then the last thing we picked up was the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 Cosmic Avengers. We mainly just got that so my wife can use it for crafts. It's hard finding a lot of stuff with like Rocket and Groot, and them being popular characters. We use that for craft stuff whenever we can. So, I don't have any picks of the week this week. Check back on, I want to say, September 30th, when I'll be hitting my local shop and actually doing my regular weekly pool. This was just a bonus pool, some dollar book stuff, and some trades picked up on the cheap. So, until next video, this is Adam, signing off.